Good afternoon, everybody. Hope y'all are doing okay. Man, it's cool outside. A little light rain. Makes me want to go fishing, but I got lots of lures to build. But then sitting there watching some YouTube, building buzz baits. I bet you're wondering why in the world I'm holding up an algebra equation. Well, one of the best lessons I ever learned about bass fishing, I learned in algebra and geometry class. Yeah, I did. That's the only thing I learned. Let's just get that clear. Back when I was in high school, we had our Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2 teacher was a gentleman by the name of Denver Kokensparger. Now, Denver was different. Sure enough, for 1988. Denver was on a different page than most of us, but he was a very wise man, actually. And when we first got into Algebra 1, he said, look, he was really a transparent guy. And I've got another great story about him and something the world needs to learn today to do better, but that's a different story. He said, now listen, every classroom, first day, here's what's going to happen. Part of you are going to ace this course, Algebra 1. You're going to love it. You're going to ace it. That's the end of it. Part of you are just going to fail it. There's no way. You're not going to get it. You're going to struggle. You're probably going to fail, or it's going to be really hard for you to do. And then there's going to be part of you that going to ace it and move on to geometry. He said, but here's the dynamic. All of you that are going to struggle in algebra and just barely get by, you're going to ace geometry. And everybody that just blew through algebra with no problems, you're probably going to struggle with geometry. And he said, and then there's a small percentage of you, you're going to ace algebra, you're going to ace geometry, and you're going to ace algebra 2. That's the small percentage. But the rest is going to flip-flop. If you love algebra, you're going to hate geometry. If you love geometry, you're going to hate algebra. He said, that's how it's going to work. He said, first of all, though, just rest assured, you will not fail this course. I don't care if you don't do a single thing. You will pass. You will move on to geometry and algebra 2. He said, just let me warn you. If you do not learn what's in this class, algebra 2 is going to be awful, and you're going to fail it. That's up to you. Not up to me. So, you choose. Just know you're going to make it through this course. You will not be back in this course next year. But you will regret it if you do not pay attention in this course when you get to Algebra 2. And I thought that's a great life lesson. But this is a different one. This one about bass fishing. And then he said, here's the deal. In algebra, there's only one way to solve the problem. You have to follow an exact formula to a T to get the answer. You can't, there's no open thinking. There's no, I can do it this way, I can do it that way. You do it this way. It's the only way. You have to know that way, or you will not get the right answer. He said, now geometry, on the other hand, there's multiple ways to solve the equation. It's up to you to decide which way to get the same answer. There's multiple ways. There might be 2 or 3 different ways to solve this problem in geometry. And he said, you free thinkers, y'all are going to be all over that. You're the ones that want to pick their own way to go, and they're y'all are going to love it because you get to choose how you're going to solve it. When you're forced to find the answer in algebra, you're going to struggle. And I was like, holy cow. Later on, when it come to bass fishing, and the more I learned about bass fishing and more techniques and the more details that went into, fishing, I learned real quick that I couldn't just go out there and go, it's cloudy today, it's windy, the water's this color, the water's this temp, I've got this rod, I've got this bait, I've got this color, I got this rocky bank, that equals bass. like an algebra question. Here's the equation, that equals the answer. And I got all the components right. And then you go there and you don't catch no bass. It wouldn't work. Like I did everything right. I'm casting right. I got the right line. I got the right rod. I got the right everything, but it ain't the right answer. I learned that, and now let's backtrack a minute. I failed algebra miserably. I aced geometry. Like loved it. I mean, just, I couldn't get enough of it. It goes into this next part. Ends up bass fishing's more like geometry. There's lots of different answers. There's lots of different ways to solve the problem. It's up to you to figure out which way to solve it. It's up to you to work the equation however you go with what you've got to work with and catch that bass. And that's what so many people get frustrated with bass fishing is they try to make it algebra. They want to follow the formula and they want to get the result and they want it to be right. Where you've got to do it more like geometry. You got to be a little more free thinker. You've got to just open your mind up and find a way to solve the problem. It's really helped me in my bass fishing to think about not getting too caught up in everything. That's why I don't pay a lot of attention to a lot of things, because unfortunately bass fishing's an open equation. It's not just going to work the way even I say it's going to work. I can't tell you to do it exactly like this and you expect to get the right answer. Just won't happen every time. Who knew? Algebra and geometry. Old Denver, he was quite the fella. I don't know, I wish I could have took him to a tournament one time and let him watch all that. He would have been intrigued. Great philosophical gentleman. He really taught all us kids some good life lessons, or at least some of us that were paying attention. He was trying to give us some real life lessons along with teaching his course. And he never pushed his own beliefs on us or anything like that. He just gave us good advice often. Boy, we need more people like that out there. So thanks a lot, Denver. Caught me a lot of bass over the years. Think about that a little bit. Are you making your fishing algebra and frustrating and too complicated? Try it out. Catch y'all later.